The former presidential spokesperson to former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan, Dr. Doyin Okupe, is dead. Okupe from Iperu Iremo, Ikenne local government area of Ogun State, who was said to have been sick for some time, died in the early hours of Friday in Lagos State at the age of 72. The chairman of Ikenne local government area, Jamiu Asimu, affirmed the demise of the medical doctor turned politician to journalist on Friday. Okupe was special assistant on media and publicity to President Olusegun Obasanjo and senior special assistant on public affairs to President Goodluck Jonathan. He also served as a former director general of Peter Obi's 2023 presidential campaign, but however stepped down for Obi's campaign after being convicted of preaching some part of the Money Laundering Act in December 2022. May his soul rest in peace. The traditional ruler and Niger Delta leader, Asari Dokubo, has issued a strong warning to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and the 27 lawmakers in Rivers State, urging them to abandon any plans to impeach Governor Sim Fubara. Dokubo, who made his position clear during a live broadcast on Facebook, Dokubo cautioned that any move to impeach Fubara from office could destabilize the state and lead to political unrest. The warning comes amid heightened political tension in Rivers, following a Supreme Court ruling that recognized the legitimacy of the 27 lawmakers who had defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressives Congress, APC.
We should focus on development so as to give back to the people what belongs to them. Over the years, Rivers State people have suffered under the burden of the worst form of looting. There's nothing to show in Rivers State that will make all the monies that comes into Rivers State. Every day, Rivers State is retrogressing, and the resources of Rivers State are not applied for the good of the people of Rivers State. Any focused government does not need anybody to tell her what to do. We did not ask them to come to seek for our votes, or we did not ask them to come to steal and confiscate our vote and impose themselves on us through the process of electioneering. We didn't ask them. They came. What are the needs of Rivers people? And how are we going to apply our resources to the needs of Rivers people? Not these things we are seeing, fighting, impeachment, this, that. I went to see Rivers State lawmakers making a full caricature of themselves on the floor of the Rivers State House of Assembly, waving APC flag. The Constitution is very clear on this matter. If you leave your party, you have to vacate your seat. We are building flyovers, we are doing this, we are doing that. Today, 200 billion that can change the life of Rivers State people. We are building a nonsense ring road. Rivers State people are still impoverished in an ocean of milk and honey. Why is the status quo no longer maintained and respected? Why is the Minister for Federal Capital Territory, Yesufu Wike, overreaching, overstepping this agreement? Why is he doing that? Why is it that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, my friend, cannot rein him in? Cannot bring this man in and tell him, I told told you people to maintain the status quo. Why are you overreaching yourself? President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, there are a lot of things involved in this River State matter. And as a friend, I am advising you, if you are not careful, River State will become your albatross.
Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has once again submitted a petition to the Senate alleging sexual harassment by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. This time, the petition was formally signed by a constituent. During Thursday's plenary session, the Kogi Central lawmaker was asked whether the matter was already before a court of law, to which she responded that it was not. Following standard procedure, she was directed to formally submit the petition, which was then referred to the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Code of Conduct for investigation. This marks the second time Senator Natasha has raised the allegation within the chamber. Recall that a previous petition was dismissed on Wednesday due to procedural issues. A brief moment of tension arose before plenary commenced, as Senate Chief Whip Tahir Monkono accused Senator Natasha of repeatedly breaching Senate protocol. Citing Order 55, Rule 1, Monkono emphasized that all senators must remain standing upon the entry of the presiding officer until they are seated. He claimed that Senator Natasha had consistently ignored this rule, noting that the issue had been widely reported in the media. Meanwhile, the committee has been given 4 weeks to complete its probe and present its findings to the Senate. Following the controversy currently rocking the Nigerian political space, vocal activist Aisha Yesufu has slammed Nigeria's lawmakers over the 6-month suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for violation of the Red Chamber's rules. Aisha, in a viral video, said Nigerian lawmakers are not interested in truth, justice and equity simply because they do not prioritize the rights of citizens. Clearview News correspondent has the details. The controversy, which began on February 20, 2025, after a seating arrangement dispute with Senator Akpabio, thereafter degenerated to accusation of sexual harassment and alleged abuse of office, and later led to a 100 billion naira alleged defamation suit against the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. Natasha's suspension was thereafter recommended by the Senate Committee on Public Conduct, Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, which found her guilty of a violation of the Senate rules after its investigation. Despite efforts by some senators to reduce the suspension period to 3 months, the Senate, in a majority vote, sustained the initial decision. However, the lawmakers ruled that the suspension could be lifted or reduced if she tenders a written apology. Following her suspension, a vocal human rights activist, Aisha Yesufu, said that investigation and fair hearing is all that Nigerians have collectively asked the Red Chamber to do, but unfortunately, they have rather decided to choose the ignoble path of vicious abuse of power.
How do you have someone who is the accused? The accused is now the one judging, sitting down. On what basis was Akpabio presiding over Senate on this issue? How is it the one who is even announcing what has the suspension that has been given to her and all of that? Why did he not excuse himself? Why was he not asked to step? Why was the deputy Senate president not the one in charge of all of this? You know how it is. These people have shown constantly also that they do not want the truth. They do not want justice. They are not interested in equity. They are only interested in protecting their lifeline as they see it. First of all, because they don't see the citizens as anything. This is not the first time this is happening. We've seen repeatedly anyone that's speaks up for Nigeria, anyone that stands for something, definitely they will come out, and the first thing that they're doing is that they're suspending that person. They're finding one way or the other. This is someone, there's a weighty allegation allegation against the Senate president. You're not calling for investigation. You're not saying let things let there be a public hearing on this. Let there be proper independent investigation on the matter to find out what it is. Even give fair hearing. Then Senator Natasha, I'm also not seeing reports of people saying that Senator Natasha has said she asked to be given opportunity to speak, and she was denied the opportunity to speak.
Aisha Yesufu said, as obtainable in other countries of the world, the Senate president is supposed to honorably step down. She therefore advised Nigerians not to remain silent, as Senator Natasha's issue is between the National Assembly and Nigerians, adding that the senator's case is a lesson for every woman, especially the younger generation.
In other countries that most of us aspire to be at, as look up to, want to be like, when things like this happen, definitely that person is asked to step down. But no, Akpabio thinks that he's all and all. You understand? They are the almighty because they have gotten to a certain position. No wahala. Monkey go market one day, no go come back. This thing that is going on, for as far as I'm concerned, this is a lesson to every woman that is out there, especially the younger generation. Learn from our foolishness, we the older generation. Learn from our mumuism. We sit down, we are nothing but once we are seen as subhumans because we are women. And if you people allow them to continue this nonsense, it's going to worsen. This is the time to pull that political rug off their feet. That power that they have, election time will come now, then they'll be looking for women that will help them campaign. They'll be looking for women that will help them go and meet other women and talk. They'll be looking for youth. They'll be looking for women and youth. Sure, they have told us that the Senate is for older people, right? The Senate is for older people. And when they mean older people, is that older men. Even the women that are coming in, they know how to go after them. They know how to shut your voices down. They know how to call you all sorts of names. No problem. This is the time for us also to begin to learn. This is the time for us also to go back and say, this politics that these people are talking about, what is in this politics? And I tell you people, and I've been saying it again and again and again. If we keep quiet, they're going to continue to make us slaves. They're going to make our children slaves, our children's children. You're already seeing them. These children of the political DC, they are the ones going around now. They are the ones making moves. People that are doing the right thing for Nigeria, the corrupt ones, they are fighting them. And we are here silent. We are here silent. Oh, we are doing our own thing. They are messing up the country right before our eyes. They are messing up everything. And we'll continue. We just allow them to be. This issue is not a Natasha whatever issue. This is issue between that National Assembly and the Nigerian people.
Similarly, the former Minister of Education, Obi Ezekwesili, describing the 6-month suspension slammed on Senator Natasha by the Senate as a vicious abuse of power, added that when men, because of little power fleetingly acquired, start speaking like they are God, we all must remember that history reveals of their kind. Natasha's suspension comes just a day ahead to commemorate the International Women's Day on March 8, 2025. Imefon Okon reporting for Clever News. A traditional marriage ceremony in Imbese community in Imo State has reportedly descended into chaos after the groom's family vehemently refused a 1 million naira bride price demanded by the Price family, leading to an abrupt cancellation of the event. In a video now making rounds online, the groom's family protested the sum as they had already provided other requirements, resulting in a heated confrontation that halted the proceedings, with both families failing to reach a compromise. Following this development, some Nigerians, both on and off social media, are calling for a review of the bride price payment practice in Nigeria, which they describe as outdated and irrelevant, especially at a time where the country cripples with economic instability and inflation. Clearview sought the opinions of some Abuja residents on the burning issue, and brings us details.
In the Nigerian culture,
The concept of the dowry or bride price is an essential aspect of the traditional wedding ceremony, symbolizing the union of two families and the commitment of the groom to his bride and her family to take care of her. Rooted in tradition, the dowry is a negotiated agreement where the groom offers gifts, services, and money to the bride's family as a gesture of respect and appreciation. This tradition plays a crucial role in uniting families and solidifying the commitment between the bride and groom. The practice, which dates back centuries ago, has become less fashionable by the day due to how expensive it has become in a country that already grapples with a myriad of socio-economic challenges such as inflation and devaluation of the naira. In Nigeria, studies have attributed the rising number of singles in the country to the high cost of traditional marriages. Recent reports also trace the endemic cases of sexual and gender-based violence to the practice, as some men view their wives as commodities after paying the bride price. This development has led to many Nigerians calling for a review of the practice so as to save the marriage institution. Clearview News Desk took the debates to the streets of Nigeria's capital, Abuja, to find out from Nigerians if the bride price be scrapped or should the amount be reviewed.
As a woman, I would say the bride price should not be scrapped out because it's the pride of a woman.
There's no how you can scrap that one away from marriage because it's one of the components of marriage.
Bride price shouldn't be scrapped. Instead, they should have a consideration on the price, on not over, collecting in the name of bride price. It should just be considerate because it's a relationship between two people, two families.
Because you see men treating their wife anyhow, they beat them so much that do you know how much I spent for you? Do you know how much your mother collect? Do you know how much your father collect? So, to me, it's okay by me.
For many Nigerians, the best way to handle the issue of bride price is through negotiations between families and influence from community leaders.
The only way to bring it down is for families to talk to each other, which you have just said. That some families will say, just pay this, is fine. Others will insist. And then again, the major problem when it comes to some of these marriages are the women. They can get a wedding gown for 10,000, but they want a wedding gown of 500,000. Where do you expect the man to get the money?
Let the parents or places should not make it millions, at least, but it should be something that if a man is paying, he should pay it with joy.
Looking at, because the means of how the person you want to marry, his salary, perhaps he may reveal it to you before marriage that this is what I earn, you understand? So you have to consider a lot of things, try to bring it down in such a way that you will not feel frustrated.
Some communities need to look into the bride price because I think the original idea of a bride price is not the monetary value, but some level of value to show that, okay, this is a process you need to go through to get our daughter. It's like a traditional thing.
In a bid to address the growing challenge, a member representing Obowo constituency in the Imo State House of Assembly, Kennedy Ibe, in 2021, sponsored a bill seeking to stop the high cost of traditional weddings in the southeast, where cases are more frequent. Similarly, Plateau and Benue States have already taken the lead by reducing the number of items required for the traditional marriage rites to enable young men to afford the cost and get legally married. The gesture is also to give women the pride of place in their respective homes and ensure that disagreement over non-payment of dowry does not degenerate into violence in the home. And that's the news. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platform on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Imefono Kon.